What is up, MMA fight world?
What's up?
Me and Chris are here today. We're going to talk about some fights coming up this weekend. But first, we're going to talk about the fights last week. We had 3 Canadian fighters representing on the UFC card. So let's talk about those guys and we'll get right down to it.
First fight?
Yeah, first fight.
First fight, we'll start off. We had Marcelo Rojo versus Canadian Charles Air Jourdain.
Man, what a great fight that was, man.
Great fight.
Yeah. It was fireworks.
He's always
3
in
rounds.
a war. Always in a war, that guy.
Yeah, ever since he was signed to the UFC, he's never had it easy. That's for sure.
No.
It went 3 rounds, but Air Jourdain got the finish. 3rd round, 4 minutes, 31 seconds.
Oh, shit, right at the end there.
Right at the end, but finished it. Didn't leave it up to the judges. I like
Kicked his
that.
ass.
Yeah, man, knocked him right out. Destroyed him.
And he's a product of around here, too, because he fought at Fight Quest and
Yeah.
then TKO before that. So he's a really familiar local for anybody who's really into it.
Yeah. Man, there was a lot of punches and kicks going on in that fight. We had significant strikes. What did we have, Chris?
We had Jourdain throwing 220 attempted. He landed 106 successful. He attempted 1 takedown and no submissions.
Yeah, and one of those punches out of the 106 that landed was lights out.
Well, he had 2 knockdowns in the fight too, so
Yeah, it was a good matchup for sure.
It was a good fight. It couldn't have went either way because Jourdain handled the fight very well. But that Marcelo Rojo guy, he's 1 punch away from taking the fight as well. Not in that fight, but he's a very good striker. Yeah. I watched a few of his fights before the UFC. When he would knock guys out, and he has this friggin' dinosaur thing, he would actually go down like a T-Rex and
do this little crazy dance.
It is so funny, man. But it was awesome. Jourdain doing the dance that night.
Dancing for sure. I think the first round, Jourdain felt the strength from his opponent. Yeah. So I think just from him having wars in the UFC right at the beginning of his career, helped him out to win that fight for sure.
Because it was Rojo's first UFC. It was his UFC debut, so
yeah, I believe a lot of experience on Charles Air Jourdain. Got him the win that night with obviously his heavy hands.
Yeah. Plus, Jourdain's been raised as a star, even in TKO. He was a big deal there, so he's used to the bright lights and the big pressure. So
yeah, definitely.
So it was Charles Jourdain, KO, TKO, round 3, 4:31.
Congratulations.
The next fight we got is a ladies' fight.
Fight.
Angela Hill versus Ashley Yoder. Do you want to say what pissed you off about this fight 2 weeks ago?
It was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago. I bet on this fight, but I didn't change my fights quick enough, so
got canceled.
Got canceled up. Yeah.
Tested positive for COVID in their corner, so.
Yeah, so they had to wait a couple weeks, make sure everything was safe to go. But they did meet up and they did fight last week.
This was actually their second fight. They fought before, and Hill won the first one, same exact way.
Angela Hill won.
Shit out of her.
Yeah, won. That was my pick for my picks, and she got it.
For your DraftKings?
Yeah, my DraftKings picks.
DraftKings, baby.
Yeah, get your DraftKings in picks.
So you want to let the people know how many strikes that Angela Hill threw?
She threw 135 attempted strikes, landed 77 successfully. Yeah, the takedown, she attempted 3 times. She got 1 real nice takedown, and the control, and that was it after that.
Yeah, and Yoder threw 116, but only landed 34. She had 6 takedown attempts, and 2 succeeded.
Yeah. I think just Angela Hill was just a little wild at the moment. That's why it was an easy takedown for Yoda to get. Yeah. But
Yoder,
sorry. Yoder, sorry. It was a great fight, but Hill had her number again that night.
Yeah, now she's 2-0. But Hill's one of those people that she's never out of a fight. She's always swinging and looking to win, and she mostly loses just on takedowns. Yeah. Because nobody really wants to strike with her. She's really good.
Yeah, very good fight.
And on to the next one. We had a little bit bigger boys in the 185. We had Eric Anders taking on Darren Stewart.
Yeah.
Which ended With a no contest.
No contest once again. That happened last week also.
2 weeks ago now.
2 weeks, is it?
2 weeks ago now, yeah.
So we had the knee from Yen.
And we got the knee from Eric.
Yeah. The knee from Yen and then the knee from Eric. So that was a no contest.
It's sad because it just happened 2 weeks ago and it was so terrible, and then 2 weeks later the guy throws a fucking knee again.
Gotta watch it, guys.
I don't know, just it's kind of funny. You guys they've been fighting for a while. Like, that's not something you're allowed to do in amateur or anywhere. So I don't know why they're. But in the heat of the moment, I guess, when your emotions are going.
Yeah, we're seeing it. We're just seeing it a little more often.
It wasn't anything like Peter Yan's was so that's why I'm not all harsh on it or whatever. And Anders knew he did wrong right away. I just found whenever Yan did it, he was just standing there like, "Who's he gonna get up?"
Yeah.
Before that, it was a good fight though, eh?
Oh yeah, it was back and forth.
Anders had 63 attempted strikes with 43 succeeding. He had 1 knockdown.
Yeah, it was a nice knockdown. You got to check it out if you haven't seen this fight. Yes. It was a good fight right up until the knee. A lot of takedowns. 7 attempted takedowns with 3 successful. Just controlled him a lot, but
man, Anders
I don't know why he threw the knee. I don't know.
Anders fights a lot though. That guy's always fighting, man. Swear to God, every 3-4 months he's always on a card. And he's just hanging in the back.
I'd like to see the fight again. Let's have that fight. Let's have that rematch for sure. It was a good fight.
I mean, Stewart wasn't doing the greatest, but still, you deserve a rematch when an illegal shot happens.
Yeah. What do we have next on the card?
Next on the card, we had Mmatalkonlockdown versus Matheus Nicola.
Decision.
Which was a 3-round decision. I believe it was actually a split decision. If I read it right earlier. Didn't know too much on either of these guys, but it was a decent fight actually.
A lot of punches thrown.
Yeah.
But 3-round decision. Great fight.
Yeah. We'll move on. So last week we were talking about these guys too. We had mentioned that we don't know too much about them, but I learned a lot about Davey Grant in this fight. Apparently he's a KO artist.
Man,
he knocked Buddy out cold.
Yeah. That was such a great knockout.
It's crazy, man.
I wonder if he had. I think he got performance of the night for that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. You got to see that knockout, guys. Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not too much to talk about on that one either. I guess we'll move on to the next one that's a little sad. We had Dan Ig taking on Canadian Gavin Tucker.
Canadian boy.
I believe Tucker was 13-1-0 before this. He's super good striker. He put all his grappling together, but it only took 22 seconds for Ig to knock him out cold.
Yeah, I think he ran into that punch.
Yeah, he was just going forward. Southpaw versus Orthodox, and the Orthodox got the better on that one. But he was out cold, man.
Yeah, terrible. I don't even... Maybe he threw 1 punch in the whole fight. There was maybe not even 10 punches between both of them thrown in the whole fight.
There's really not, honestly, much to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, other than go watch the fight.
Watch the fight. It wasn't a good night for Tucker. I hope he comes back from that loss. You know what I mean? That's a tough one to swallow for sure.
Especially because Ig's so highly, people are really high on this guy. DC, Joe Rogan, they talked this guy up. He's going to be the next big thing at featherweight. So if Tucker could have beat him that night, it would have really shot him up the ranking and his name. He already has a good name, but this would have really put him up on the rankings. Yeah. But 22 seconds, sometimes you could fight for 15, 25 minutes, and sometimes it only takes 22 seconds.
22 seconds, and it was done.
So get well, Gavin. Come back strong.
Yeah, man.
All right, next up, we had the co-main event. We had, again, Canadian Misha Serkinov. Kenny told you a little story last week about that crazy dude.
Yeah.
Versus Ryan Spann. Didn't go too well again for the Canadians.
No, it didn't. Basically, same. There was, there was about 50 punches thrown, so there was a lot more.
Yeah.
In this fight, but it was not a good night for Misha Serkinov. He got KO'd by Ryan Spann.
1 minute and 11 in.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, man, he was going through a whole bunch of personal problems too when I was listening to his post-fight.
Yeah.
Just had a lot going on in his life. He wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to take this fight, and good on him. He took the fight
to a very tough Misha Serganov.
This was kind of these two guys. This fight was kind of not
the make and break. I don't know, or just to
the
get
next
them up,
level. Yeah, to see who's going to go up. Maybe fight
top 8.
Maybe Span fights Thiago Santos next.
Ooh. I seen him after his post interview. He's like one of the most politest people I've ever heard. Like talking an interview, man. Great performance that night.
He's fought a lot of tough guys too. He hasn't had an easy road.
No, definitely not.
All right,
and we'll go right to the main event.
Another one that's kind of not too much to say about. I mean,
great fight. Lead up until second round. Into the second round. The first round was good. Second round happened, and those gloves got eye poke. No contest. No winner.
Brutalized. So.
Yeah.
Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad was the main event, and if anybody who follows UFC a lot, Bilal just fought at UFC 259 or 258, so 2 or 3 weeks ago. He just fought, and then Hazmat Chimaev was supposed to fight Edwards in the main event. Ended up getting COVID before, still hasn't recovered fully. So Edwards hasn't fought in 2 years. They're trying to figure out an opponent now. And Bilal Big Balls Muhammad stepped right up, took the fight on short notice in 2 weeks, and he just fought a 3-round war at that.
Yeah.
So crazy, but yeah, you were mentioning about the eye poke.
Yeah, and it's a bad one, guys and girls.
There's pictures of it.
Actually, right here, we'll show you. If you look right here, you see his eye, man, and you see the pain on his face. I hope speedy recovery, but that's going to take some time. So I hope you get through this.
You've seen how devastated he was, because when they were even announcing the scorecards to mention he was in tears. He was so upset that he couldn't continue. But when you guys see the picture that's behind us, I mean, you're going to see why he couldn't continue. I mean, that finger was right in that eye.
That is no act. When you can't see...
Well, it's not safe, right? Like, we had those illegal knees, and then now an eye poke. I know they were really big on, well, not the UFC, but people after this fight were really big on changing the gloves. Like, they want some kind of different,
some type
maybe
of
like
change.
Pride,
yeah.
How Pride's glove was. Maybe like when we were training, we'd use the 7-ounce gloves. They kind of have like
they call So UFC, you got your fingers, they come right out, but maybe just
wide open too, right?
Just bring the padding up a little more, a little tighter. I don't know. It might be a little harder for the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling guys for the grip, but those eye pokes, I'm telling you, they're no good. But it is what it is, basically.
I mean, it happens. It's not like Edwards did it on purpose. Like,
no, definitely not.
Happens. John Jones is famous for eye pokes. I mean.
Yeah,
Leon Edwards is not.
There's tactics to it, but let's try not doing this again, because that can. Who knows? Well, hopefully, speedy recovery, and he's able to have full eyesight.
I think rematch.
Rematch, yeah, for sure.
Edwards is crying that he deserves a title shot, but I don't know.
We'll get a rematch if he can recover quick.
Yeah. I hope he can recover, because his eyes is very, very, very serious.
Yeah. Speedy recovery, but yeah, that is your UFC Las Vegas from last week.
Yeah, fight night, Edwards versus Muhammad.
Yeah. So we're gonna get right into the UFC this weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll just break down the main card for you.
Main card.
It is UFC Fight Night, Brunson versus Holland.
Yeah.
We'll start. In the very first main card fight, we got Taya Tuvesa versus Harry Hunsucker. What a funny last name.
Hunsucker. One man Hunsucker punch.
If anybody knows who Taya Tuvesa is, he's the shoey. He's the the New Zealand guy who spits in the shoe, pours beer in, and after a win, and he chugs it.
Yeah. Das Boot. Can we click on that? Get some more info on these two.
Yeah. We can see
what we got here. What we got here.
Well, so Tuvesa
we got a
has
record.
an 88% KO rate.
Woo!
No submissions.
He's going for the knockout. That's what you're saying.
12% on the decisions. He's got a record of 11-3-0.
11-3-0.
And Hunsucker, he's making his UFC debut, so they don't have much stats on him, but he is 7-3-0.
7-3-0. Oh, well.
So, who are you taking?
I'm going to stay away from my predictions this week, Chris.
Oh, you're not predicting?
Well, maybe we'll go with Australia.
Did you suck that bad last week?
No, actually, I won again. I'm on a winning streak.
Well, then give the damn people your picks.
No, because they start calling in or they asking if I give them the wrong pick, I feel bad. I don't know how to deal with that. Yes, it's their fault.
Be your own goddamn man.
Okay, we're going with Australian. He's
New
getting
Zealand. Oh, he is Australian.
Yes, sir. He's getting the KO. I believe it is going up to a good 90% KO ratio. He's getting a knockout within the second round.
I say first round KO for Tuvesa.
Okay, there we have it.
On to the next fight. We got Keenan Song.
What
a beautiful name. Versus Max Griffin.
This should be an interesting fight. We got China versus USA.
Yes, sir.
Song with a record of 16-5-0. And then we got Griffin with 16-8-0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Roughly the same age, couple years difference in the 30s.
Battle of the old guys, 30-year-olds.
It's not that old.
No, I know. We're both in our 30s. You're closer to 40 than me.
No, I'm not. Not at all. How do you think this is going down, Chris?
I'm going to say Griffin, TKO.
Griffin, TKO.
Yeah.
Ground and pound TKO, or just he's gonna light him on the feet?
I think he's gonna rock him and finish him on the ground.
Okay, yeah.
And I say in round 2.
Round 2. Okay, I'll go the same thing. Let's go with Griffin also. Ground and pound. He's just gonna muscle him up every round, and I see a decision win.
Yeah, and Keenan's more of a sub guy than anything. So.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be working off his back. I just think he's a little too much. Griffin's gonna be a little too much, and he's not gonna get a submission. What we got next, Chris?
The next fight we got.
Adrian
Yanez versus Gustavo Lopez.
Oh
my God, this is a battle of the striker versus submission artist, eh? We got Yanez, USA, 12-3-0, 27 versus Lopez, USA, 12-5-0, age
31.
And Lopez has a submission ratio of 100%.
Woo!
And Yanez has a KO/TKO of 100%.
Yeah, that's another striker versus submission artist.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Man,
One guy's going to be looking to take it down. The other guy's going to be looking to keep it on his feet.
That's why I love martial arts.
You know what?
This is so interesting.
I don't know. This fight's so even. 12-3, 12-5. I'm going to go with the submission guy in this one. I'm going to go with Gustavo. Just because I like the name.
Because you like the name.
Gustavo.
Let's go with a knockout of the night with Lopez within the second round.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to change it up. He doesn't usually get it, but he's going to get the knockout.
Yeah, maybe Buddy will run into his fist.
Who knows? So, let's go with that.
So, next up, we got a ladies fight. We got... Holy shit, what a name. Cheyenne buys... What does she buy?
She...
Wins. That's what she buys, Kenny.
No. She earns her wins.
And she's fighting Montserrat Canojo. Holy
from
God,
Mexico.
Way to give us a tongue twister, guys. Jesus Christ.
U.S. versus Mexico.
Yes, sir. And buys is 5-1-0, age 25 versus Conejo of Mexico. She is 9-1-0.
9-1-0.
Not too much information on the ladies. I know Cheyenne Baez has already fought in the UFC because her and her husband were the first actual couple to fight on the same UFC card.
On the same card, same night.
That's
wow.
Pretty cool. I thought.
Man, imagine the pressure on that.
Yeah, you're watching your wife like, don't get beat up, and she's like watching her husband, you don't get beat up.
Yeah, great night. Wow.
So I'm gonna go just because she has a little bit of the pressure under her, off of her. Now I'm gonna go with Cheyenne.
Going with Cheyenne. Okay.
You going with the lady? You can't pronounce her name.
We're going with Mexico. Yeah.
You gotta say it, Mexico.
I believe she's gonna get a knockout. I think she If I do remember correctly, she has some heavy hands, and she's a southpaw.
She doesn't have hands. How's she gonna knock anybody if she doesn't have arms?
Southpaw stance, and she's gonna have that. She's gonna have that heavy hand power, and she's gonna knock her out.
Lies.
We'll see. We're gonna see, Chris. No lies here.
All right.
What do we have next?
Up, we got Gregor Gillespie versus Brad Riddle. Gillespie is 13-1-0 versus the New Zealander 9-1-0 Brad Riddle. So, from what I remember of my knowledge, Gregor Gillespie's coming off a loss. He got knocked out by that beautiful right hand to left kick by Kevin Lee.
Yeah.
Even Gillespie was saying in his interviews this week he can't be mad at that. He'd be more mad if he lost a decision or whatever. He was even complimenting that setup by Lee. He says it was absolutely amazing. And that's the guy that got knocked out by it. So shows you his character, that he's just a tough guy and he loves to fight.
Yeah, he's a well-rounded fighter. He's pretty good everywhere.
He's really good. He's got really good wrestling.
Good wrestling, good striking. He's a good, well-rounded fighter.
I don't know too much about Brad Riddle, but my boy Brendan Shaw, thick boy, was saying that Riddle's a really good fighter.
Submission artist. I believe he's a great submission artist.
Yeah.
He's got all of his wins from submissions. We're gonna see tonight how it goes.
Yes, sir. If he's fighting out in New Zealand, I wonder if he trains at Izzy's gym.
Oh, who knows?
Never know. A lot of good guys out of there. That's
great fighters from there. Who you going with, Chris?
I'm gonna go with Gillespie.
Yeah,
okay. I think Gillespie is gonna 3-round decision him.
Yeah.
He's not a super big finisher. I mean, he has got a couple TKOs and a couple submissions, but UFC it's a little harder, especially at that weight category. The guys at 155 are so damn good. It's a battle of will most of the time.
Lots of will. That wins a lot of fight. Yeah, I'm gonna go the same thing. He's gonna 3 rounds.
Gillespie's got a lot of experience, man.
Yeah, a lot more experience that we know of, and he's just more well-rounded. Fighter.
Yeah. Cool.
No doubt. Main event.
All right, in the main event of the evening, 185 pounds, we got Derek Brunson versus Kevin, Mr. 2020 Holland.
Yeah, this is going to be a great fight.
Because if you don't know about Holland and you watch UFC, you're not a fan. Holland fought 5 times last year during the pandemic. He said yes to every single fight, and I believe he was 4-1 in that 5-fight stretch.
Yeah, that's a busy year for you people. If you don't know MMA, fighting 5 times in 1 year, that is busy.
Most guys fight 2 to 3, so we'll run down their records a little bit. Brunson, he's a real veteran. He's fought the who's who. He is 21-7-0, and Holland is 21-5-0. And when I say Brunson's fought everybody, he's fought everybody. He's fought Anderson Silva. He's fought Uriah Hall. He just fought. He's fought Israel Adesanya. He's fought everybody.
Yeah.
Holland hasn't had it easier. Yeah, Holland hasn't had it easier too. He's fought Jakar Zouza. His first fight in the UFC was against Thiago Santos.
Wow. Yeah, what a first fight to have. Darn.
And if you don't know anything about Kevin Holland, he's kind of like the Nick and Nate Diaz of that division. He likes to talk. Whenever he was fighting Santos, he kept saying to Santos, he says, "Damn, man, you'd win all these fights if you took people down like this," as Santos taking him down, punching him out. So the guy's just a character. Dana White loves him.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
I'm
going to go with Derek Brunson. I'm a fan of Derek Brunson.
He's got heavy hands.
Heavy hands. I believe he's been working a lot more on his cardio and health, just getting a little bit older up there. So
his mental side too.
Yeah,
he's really working on that.
And I believe if Brunson, is with his new training, and if he shows up that night, we're gonna get the Derek Brunson that we all love to see. So.
Yeah, and he's really good. He's been training with Henry Hoof now. Henry Hoof is the same trainer that trains Usman, trains Chandler, the list goes on. And there was a video of his last fight. Henry Hoof was telling him, he's like, "Show them you're not a gatekeeper. You're not a gatekeeper. Show them you belong here."
Yeah.
If nobody knows what that means, a gatekeeper is usually like somebody who's Like, they can break the top 5, but they can't get any higher than that. Their, like, wins and losses are up and down. And his coach was just psychologically getting in his head, telling him, like, prove to them that you're not that guy, that you're going to be a champion one day.
The best,
which I thought,
which
always gets me. I fucking love that shit.
I think it's Derek Brunson's next big run, and we're going to see big things. Holland, I think the only way for him to win is with submission and throughout, just burning 5 rounds of the fight.
Yeah, it's a big decision, guy.
And I don't think he can take Brunson down in the first couple rounds. Derek Brunson's takedown defense is phenomenal, and he has heavy hands. He can knock anybody out.
Yes, sir.
And I just believe he's going to have a great game plan. He's where he's supposed to be. Mentally, physically, he's going to win.
I think the striking's pretty much even. Like you said, how do you take down a guy who has 100% defended takedowns?
Yeah. Yeah, he's so hard to take down. And
that's crazy, man. You never see that 100%. I think if Holland wins, he's going to be a long, drawn-out 5-round decision. He's going to pick him apart. He likes to jab a lot, but I can see Brunson landing the big left hand as well, so I'm going to take Brunson.
Yeah.
I say like second, third round TKO.
Derek Brunson. There you have it.
Yeah.
There's our picks. So let's see what happens with those fights. Man.
Yeah, so that is for your fights tonight, guys. That's UFC Fight Night, Brunson versus Holland. Live at 7:30 p.m. from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. Nevada, USA.
USA. We got UFC 260 coming up soon. We're going to get on that next week.
Yeah, that'll be 2 title fights on that card.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is Francis Ngannou trying to become champion against Stipe Miocic. And we got
stacked card.
Stacked card, and then we also got Brian Beautiful Hair but No More Ortega versus the Aussie Alexander Volkanovski for the featherweight title.
Oh, and the list goes on for that night.
There's a lot of good fights that night.
A lot of crazy fights going on.
We'll talk about that shit next week. And we got 2
Canadians
on that
going.
fight.
Yeah.
Robertson and Barrio as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be
we're going to get on that next week for sure.
So before we end the show, you want to talk about the
young
retirement?
The
official retirement?
Yeah, let's talk about a retirement of the wrestling king of MMA.
That would be Khabib in the Omega.
Official today. Khabib is not going to fight again.
Yeah, officially retired.
Yeah, no more bugging Khabib. Leave him alone on the fighting. I think he's on to different things.
Oh, yeah. I think it really has to do with he lost his father and he doesn't want to compete anymore without his father there. So
yeah,
he promised his mom, he said last fight, Mom, that's it.
Done deal.
I'm done. And yeah, but hey man, when you got all that money, you've literally beat the shit out of everybody. Not even one person gave you a challenge. It's kind of like, what do you go from there?
Winning every minute of every round of every second of the fight.
You lost one round.
Yeah. And man, who knows? You might, I think you're gonna do huge things, Khabib. Of being a coach, I think you're gonna do bigger things being a coach than even your fight career.
Yeah.
I don't know how to top that, but I do believe we're gonna see some killers come out in the next 2 to 3 years.
I love it too, man, that he retired because, like, in my personal opinion, the only other person who did it smart like that was George St. Pierre. Because a lot of these guys, they overstay. Like, fighting's it's not hockey, it's not basketball, it's real. Head injury, CTE, that's all real. Like, it's dangerous. Man. So when you come to a certain point in your career, like, let's say, for instance, I was using like Junior Dos Santos. Dos Santos was the biggest thing ever. He knocked out Velasquez, became the heavyweight champion. Now he's got knocked out his last 3 fights, and in his last fight, he actually turned away when Cyril Gane hit him. That's just a sign of, like, that's I know it's you can't tell anybody to do something, right? Everybody's their own person, especially those guys. Testosterone runs high, right?
Man, it's hard to quit the game,
but at one point you got to do it for your health.
Yeah, definitely. Those eye pokes, like, who knows if you don't retire soon enough, you can get a serious injury.
Look at Spencer Fisher, right? He's going through that right now.
It's tough. I think the retirement.
Hold on top.
You deserve it. congratulations. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that's not the end for him producing in the mixed martial arts game. He doesn't have to. Be a fighter. Soar. Yeah, you don't have to be a fighter for me to be a fan. No. I'm a fan of coaches also, and I believe you're going to be a great coach, just like your father was. So.
He is, because you could tell those are his brothers that he trains. He cares for them.
I think the best type of coach is one that's very passionate in the game, and you were one of the most passionate people that I've seen on the highest level of the game. Hats off, man. I can't wait to see what you do for these future athletes.
Especially for Makachev.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. He's going to be champ. I've said it a couple episodes ago. By end of the year, he's going to be champ.
So, now that Khabib is officially retired, that means the lightweight division moves on.
Yeah.
So, being that, we're going to have Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler to determine the next lightweight champion.
Yep.
And if you're all wondering, what about Poirier? He's the uncrowned champion of the lightweight division. They were actually saying that either May, June, or July, Poirier and McGregor, they're looking to work something out to do a rematch there. So I think that's more about red panty night than it is about the belt for those guys.
Rankings and stuff. Money. It's all about the money.
I'm sure winner will move on to fight the champion.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Dana White picks the fights at the end of the day, so those are the fights picked.
And he picks good ones.
Yep.
So I love Dana White. I like a guy who speaks his mind.
It should be interesting. I can't wait to see what kind of Connor's going to come that night.
Yeah.
Who knows? There's so many fights coming up. 2021. Awesome UFC. Good job with that.
They announced two more too as well. They announced Corey Sandhagen's going to be taking on Dillashaw.
Yeah.
Dillashaw's returning after 2 years suspension on steroids. And
gotta get off the juice. Gotta get off the juice. But let's see his performance when he comes back.
Dude, Sandhagen's an animal though. Oh, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great fighter.
Dillashaw is such a good striker.
It is definitely a great challenge for Dillashaw.
Yeah.
So let's see when he comes back, if he still has the speed, the power, everything he had when he was on the juice.
Well, he's not good at it. He doesn't have juice anymore. He's a great striker, though. He works with Dwayne Bang Ludwig.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If anybody knows anything about Ludwig, he held the fastest knockout until Masvidal stole it from him.
Yeah, with the flying knee.
He actually knocked out a Canadian. Ludwig, he knocked out Jonathan Goulet to get that.
Jonathan Goulet.
First started watching
Road Warrior. He's an amazing fighter.
Always had crazy dyed hair, eh?
Yeah, crazy hair. He's one of the first Canadians to really push in the UFC. He's been everywhere, and he helps out a lot of mixed martial artists in Canada, around the Quebec area.
That guy is the toughest son of a gun I've ever seen. I've never seen a guy get rocked in almost every fight and fight through it and come back and win. That guy is crazy.
Yeah.
You get rocked bad, you think he was out of the fight and come back and win.
Yeah, he definitely put a nice little pave for Canadian athletes, you know what I mean, to actually give us the, the right
recognition.
Yeah, the recognition and the, confidence that we can do this as Canadians, man. So thanks a lot, Jonathan Goulet. Yeah, Road Warrior. Also, I wanted to talk about quick. We have a new athlete that me and Chris are starting to train. Very hungry. He's had a lot of competition with jiu-jitsu tournaments and kickboxing tournaments. Very young. He's been training since he was 6 years old in Cornwall. He's 18 years old now, becoming a young man, and he wants his shot at a nice run to fight.
Yeah, so fuck off with the COVID shit and open everything back up.
So, thing is, it's a lot tougher in Canada to compete for fighting. Very, very hard. So, it's going to be a lot of work ahead of us, but this kid's hungry, and I just
get him something to eat, though, first.
No, he's hungry for... just to show the world what he's got. Devin Bramall, I'm telling you.
Hungry,
I love fighting. I've been watching it forever, since Three Ninjas and even way before when I was a kid. I know fighters, and this kid here, He's gonna be doing big things. I can't wait. I can't wait for everyone to see what he does and what he accomplishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Punching people in the face.
Oh, he's getting those bonuses. Definitely. He's gonna hit it up good. But that's basically all we got for this week, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the info we got for you guys.
Yeah, and after you watch this, get the hell outside. It's so damn beautiful.
Oh, man, it is beautiful out there.
Clean up your dog poop. Get your gardens going.
Yeah, if anybody wants any ideas for opening up a new business, maybe at
dog
this time,
collecting.
Yeah, clean that dog poop. You're going to make some mad money.
Oh,
People do not want to do that.
Don't leave it there, man. It's not fertilizer. Pick that shit up.
Yeah, that shit is no good for your back, your front yard. Just get it cleaned up.
Your shoes.
Yeah. Get that shit clean so the weather is beautiful. Feeling good.
Barbecue's going.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
You can get your back decks all set back up.
Yeah, stain your decks. Feeling good. But that's all we got today. But thanks for watching, guys.
Till next time.
Till next time.